Regulate.
Perfect.
Regulate.
Perfect.
Regulate. Heard they talking spicy, time to regulate. Heard they talking about me, I'ma regulate. They don't really wanna see me regulate.
What is good, y'all? Welcome to the American Made Podcast. It's been a good minute. But you know what? A lot of shit has been happening. Personal, worldly, I mean, anything you could think about. It's been insane. But I've been looking forward to this a lot. But yo, bro, it's crazy. You know, it's like, you open one door, you got a gorilla just like ready to drop kick you right when you walk through the fucking door. And a gorilla's life. It's crazy. It's a lot of shit going on. But I mean, even in this world, it's just, it's so much, right? Like, there's just, in the news, I had to cut off the news for a couple of days, like for a while, because it was becoming very overwhelming hearing all the things that are happening, especially a lot of it's like tyrannical stuff, treasonous stuff, whatever you want to call it, from our federal government and their agencies. It's insane. Bro, look, right now, the FBI, the ATF, the IRS are on some shit. Okay? Like some very, very sketchy stuff. I don't know if you ever, well, obviously we know about the raid on Trump in Mar-a-Lago. We know about what's it called? All the new employees that the IRS is bringing on board. And I'm not sure if you know, but ATF now knocking on doors and all this other stuff as well. Collecting items, infringing on the Second Amendment, our Second Amendment rights. I'm not sure if you followed that or heard of that.
The ATF one I didn't hear, but everything
bro,
else, yeah.
Bro, I got a video and I want to play the video.
Let's start with that. Let's talk about the ATF.
Yes, let's go, because the fuckers. Hopefully, this doesn't get me penalized because I do have a suppressor. I'm waiting for it to get approved because they're infringing, right? So, but I don't give a shit at the end of the day because I shouldn't have to go through the process.
Bro, listen, I know that you and I are probably going to be on watch lists or probably already are. So let's just convert our agents at this point.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. Like, it's insane because I'm like, look, I've stated like 3-4 times on the show already on the process of getting a suppressor, and it's annoying because I'm like, yo, these guys are like just, in essence, they're just stealing $200 from us. I don't care how anybody's going to put it to me. Stealing $200 for us and making us wait upwards towards a year to receive an item that's ours. Like, I go to the gun shop, I could hold my suppressor, I could shoot it at the range, but I can't take it home with me because I am not approved by the overlords of our government, right? So it's the amount of infringement that's coming from this, it's insane. They have a new receiver rule that came in place. There's this thing, I don't know if you ever heard of, it's called the FRT trigger. Have you heard of that? Mm-mm. So the FRT trigger is a force reset trigger. So essentially it's that when you press the trigger, your finger comes off, but then it comes back on. So like it shoots up very, very, very fast, right? They want to classify as a machine gun. It's not a machine gun because a machine gun, you have to press the trigger once back and it shoots repeatedly right after. But you know what? The ATF has become this organization where they could just wake up when they say, you know what? I'm going to make a new rule today. Not a law. I'm just going to make a new rule and make it seem like it's a law and infringe on people's rights because fuck freedom. Like, straight up, that's how it feels, right? One day they wake up, they say, hey, you know what? Starting a couple months from now, pistol braces are going to be banned. Why? And if you look at the in-depth of how the NFA works, which is like the National Firearms, oh my God, Act, guys, correct me, please, just correct me, whatever. Give me shit about it, I don't care. But the rules that apply to that are the dumbest thing in the world. They really are. It makes no fucking sense, right? On top of that, now what's going on is that they're going door to door trying to collect these items like the FRT triggers, solvent traps. I was about to say tramp, solvent traps, and all this other stuff. And it's insane because, like, I pray that people don't don't let their rights be infringed by just giving up their stuff when the ATF is in the wrong, right? And I want to show a description what a home visit looks like right now from the ATF. You guys ready for it? Show you right now.
Show that shit.
Okay. There it goes. Perfect. Tell me if you can't hear this, just let me know, but it should work fine. Hey, sir, how are you? Good.
Hey, what's going on, man?
How's it going?
Hey, with the ATF.
Okay.
I'm hearing about a solvent trap that you ordered. Okay. You still have it?
I'm not going to
Okay. Well, we're actually here to recover them because they're being used as suppressors. I don't have a warrant. If you let me finish, I can talk to you. Okay.
Oh, he doesn't have a warrant, but yeah, he's in the house. Okay.
Watch this.
If you don't have it, you can sign that you don't have it anymore. Okay, don't sign anything. So what will happen is if you're caught with it, we'll prosecute you federally for an NFA item. You're obviously going to be on the radar now.
I want to stop it right there. Two things. Something that he bought legally, now it's going to put him under, it's going to, potentially get him arrested, right, for owning an NFA item, which something that wasn't an NFA item. Okay? I mean, like, we don't know what he's doing with it. From what I understand, I never knew what a solvent trap is. I keep saying trap. Until I saw this and started getting more informed on that. But from what I understand, it's like it's a different purpose, which people have used it to create suppressors. Again, I might be wrong. And it's completely legal. You could go online and purchase it. But now they're trying to take that away, mark as an NFA, and threaten you that you could go to jail. And this is the part that bothers me the most. This statement right here, you're obviously going to be on the radar now. The fuck you mean we're going to be on the radar now? This is a huge red flag from the ATF. This is not cool. This is complete, to my opinion, is complete tyranny. Right? There's no reason why this organization, this agency should be doing what it's doing and then threatening law-abiding citizens like this. I'm going to play the rest.
I appreciate all the cooperation. We just came to pick it up, have it destroyed.
Who the fuck are these people to do that?
We'll leave it at that. We know what you're using it for, correct? I mean, you bought a jig with it for your AR-15. Exactly. So
he said you bought a jig with it for your AR-15, so he knows that he bought a jig somehow. I mean, I know how, right? But the fact that they're going into this kind of depth of research in order to see what these people are doing, law-abiding citizens are doing, it's fucked up.
This isn't the first time we've done this.
You want to come back with a warrant?
Okay, absolutely.
Sorry, take your hand out. You're on my property. We're law enforcement. We're talking to you in an official capacity, so I really might have your hand in your pocket. So we're not trying to be here to be jerks here.
You are.
We're not.
We're here the ATF. We're idiots.
No, I didn't say that.
No, I love
You
that.
hear that?
Damn
He
right.
said you're the ATF. The guy.
Damn
Oh,
right.
wait, no,
but he's
hold
on
up.
their
So he
property.
goes, you're. Yeah, but you heard what happened there in that
Yeah.
exchange. He's like,
Yeah.
you're the ATF. The guy goes, you calling us idiots? No. When did he say that? Like, you guys are there already on the, like, come on, man.
You said you're the ATF.
Correct.
Your entire job is to take away people's guns.
I don't think you have any idea what our job
I
is.
know
actually.
everything about
This guy's awesome.
roads. Second Amendment,
Okay.
shall not be infringed.
So violent criminals with guns that we take off the street.
I
That's
like
okay.
that Waco.
Oh, shit.
Dogs, you need to quit it. And you keep my
Red
dogs
You
in
need
the
to
house.
quit reading some of their books.
Yeah, we're watching too many shows. And
Yeah,
too many books.
yeah. All right. Well, I'm sure we'll find you again someday.
He said, I'm sure we'll find you again someday. Like, I feel
Like
like this
fucking
is like
mafia, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's the mob that just presented themselves there and now making threats. They're going to come back the next day with fucking bats, break his leg, and take his shit. Like, it's insane.
Anyway, have a good one. I appreciate the cooperation.
Take it easy. Watch out for the dogs, guys.
He said, watch out for the dog. So I don't know if you know what the running joke on that is. They always
No,
make
explain.
people always... Yeah, so people always make fun of the ATF because there's been occasions, from what I understand, where ATF agents have shot people's dogs. Now, I don't know how in depth that is, so I can't really touch on that. But yeah, so in groups I'm in, people always say, guard your dogs. I own a dog. I don't want dog shot. So if the ATF knock on my door, he's going in the room. Now, chill, son.
Yeah.
But it's insane how they just show up to this man's door, right? They're requesting these things from this guy without a warrant to go destroy it, and then they're making threats. I mean, to me that seems like a threat. You're on the radar now, or we're gonna see you soon, or again, whatever.
That sounds like the
You know,
mob to me. That doesn't even sound like
bro.
they're even following protocol. First of all, they're even supposed to have a warrant before they even go inside his house. They're on
Well, they
his
didn't go inside the house, but they were trying to be
Okay.
slick. They were trying to play. They were trying to be slick. That's the thing. They go. This is the thing with them, right? These agencies, even officers, they'll come up to you and they'll try to persuade you to give in to that because they're the overrulers or whatever, right?
Mhm.
But that's wrong. We have power. We are the people. We have rights. We need to know our rights in order to exercise those, like this man did. He exercised his rights and they fucked off. Simple as that, right? So, I tell my wife, I'm like, if ever in the case for whatever reason, I don't see why, but if they were ever to knock, same thing. Do you have a warrant? No? Okay. Let's get a hold of a lawyer or something like that, or send them off. They're not going to come in. We're not going to tell them anything. We're not going to answer any questions without a lawyer present. And the fact that we got to even think about this stuff is messed up because these agencies are supposed to be here to protect us and be here for the rights of the people, to uphold the Constitution of the United States, which here is obviously an infringement to the Constitution, to the Bill of Rights.
100%. That's just ridiculous. Oh my god. I honestly, I still can't believe what I just saw, to be honest. I didn't even hear about this.
Dude, it's insane. I mean, there's other videos out there that kind of cover the same thing, and there's other even shady stuff that goes on with the ATF. I mean, again, there's no reason why they should be doing what they're doing. This is wrong. Okay, there needs to be accountability here. The fact that our government all around is just running off and doing whatever they want at this point, is just sending off money, just making up rules and infringing on our rights. And they're like, no, this is for the betterment of people. No, you guys you guys don't give a shit about us, man. Honestly, you don't. And they're doing all this, and then what happens? Well, they get a pop out. Like Fauci, for example, right? December he retires. Cool. What then? He retires and that's it? He goes off to other ventures? No. I don't think that's sufficient. Me, as a citizen of the United States, I want accountability. For every wrongdoing that he did in this country, he should be in prison. And same thing for every single person. Every politician who has pushed any type of legislation or consideration or whatever that's an infringement to the Bill of Rights, that has infringed on the Bill of Rights, they all should be in jail. I don't think they should just be let go. They should be in jail, okay? And they should be never again. This should be allowed to run for public office. Never again. That's the example we need to. That's what we need to put in place, because we have the Bill of Rights. It's there for a purpose. The Bill of Rights is not just a document that was just given to us for the fuck of it. It was there to secure our freedoms, our liberties, right? To keep the federal government in check, which the federal government obviously is overstepping, and these agencies are obviously overstepping as well.
Yep.
It's just wrong.
No, well said. Accountability needs to be it needs to be done. And in November, when the general elections come around, I really hope everybody remembers everything that has happened for the past, I don't know, forever at this point. Politicians that have pushed hate and division, politicians and the media talking heads that have pushed for unvaccinated people to go to camps and for people to lose their jobs. Johnson & Johnson, Project Veritas. Remember, we talked about this a few episodes back. And I know I'm getting off the subject of politicians, but this is all, it all comes down to all these motherfuckers all at once. They're all in that giant elite club. They all shake elbows. They all shake
Absolutely.
hands. So look at the Johnson & Johnson thing that I was telling you about. The scientist openly admitted that this is all about money. And they're basically making it unlivable on purpose to the people who are unvaccinated so then they could give in and so they can get more profit. Mm-hmm. And the companies that have allowed stuff like this to happen, like making their employees get vaccinated unless they lose their job, that there needs to be accountability just in general.
Dude, you know how many people, like, I was posting not too long ago, I'm like, how many of you must feel pretty fucking
dumb.
taken advantage of or dumb that you went to get vaccinated because your job was forcing you to do so, then later to find out that it's no longer necessary.
And I was
You know
telling
what I'm saying?
and I was telling people who were close to me, and they
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, I don't want to lose my job." I'm like, "Are you insane? So you're going to put something in your body that this does not have any long-term testing, has nothing, and you're just trusting what these people tell you, and you're
Bro.
just going to do it just for money, dude? You could have had another job."
It's crazy because I personally know people who are having adverse reactions.
Exactly, same here.
And there's other people who, we're assuming, I'm not saying they are, that have it as well, because there's weird things happening that started after the vaccination. And it's just insane. But I want to take it back to what you were saying, like the whole division thing, right? Yes, they are very divisive. They're using these tools to create more division, to fill in the pockets and all this stuff. Matter of fact, it's funny that you mentioned that because it made me think about a post I just read. When was this? This was on, it doesn't give me a date here. Yes, this was today, actually. Joe Biden. Let me share my screen real quick. This is divisive right here. MAGA Republicans
Oh, I saw that shit. Yeah,
have awakened a powerful force in America, the women of this nation. These MAGA Republicans don't have a clue about the power of women in America. They are about to find out.
bro.
How are you? Look, how are you going to tell me you're here promoting unity, but that's not unity. That's not unifying. Just coming from an unbiased place, that's not unifying at all.
No, 100%.
If a Republican did that, talk towards Democrats, I would feel the same way. I'm like, that's not unifying. No, I would just like myself. I'm talking about me personally.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not unifying. We're supposed to be doing better. What's going on, right?
No, 100%. I completely agree with that. And I saw that this morning, and I was going to repost it. I completely forgot because I was in the middle of running errands. But I saw that shit, and it got me so annoyed because I'm like, yo, you are fucking clueless. I bet you don't even know when to take a shit or how to even wipe your ass anymore. Like, you are no, bitch. The one who's clueless is you. The one who's clueless is you. You think that as a woman, I'm sorry, for me, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Abortion is not at the top of my fucking list, okay, of things to worry about. We have impending communism to worry about. We have inflation. We got gas prices. We got maybe World War III. Who knows? And then we got a shit ton of taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just so much things to worry about right now than an abortion because I know where I've been. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like, and God forgive me, but I feel like the women who are literally worried about this whole abortion shit, literally, if you look at them, are the people that should be least worried about somebody putting their baby gravy in them. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna keep it real here. You know,
hold on, I gotta
anybody's
stop.
list.
I gotta stop you.
Baby gravy.
Yeah, that.
Seriously, they should be the least concerned.
No, let me stop.
What were you gonna do?
No, I'm not gonna. No. This is a podcast. Let's be professional.
Oh God, please! That went out the door on the first episode. Stop playing games. You ain't proper. But anyway.
No, but yeah. Go on.
Yeah, but anyway, all jokes aside, like seriously, that is not my first issue to be worried about. And he really wants to just make it look to the average American like it is. And like, of course, the media wants to make it look like it is. If you ask any normal person, if you ask any female, I am yet to see a female in my circle so outraged about abortion. About the abortion.
Well, I've seen them in my like family on like social media and stuff like that. And I've had some of them try to debate me. But what usually happens is majority of the time, not all the time, majority of the time they just leave me on red. And I'm like genuinely trying to have a conversation with them. At least I think so. Right. And if they don't leave me on red, they just say some stuff that I'm just like, bro, you can't really, like there's a disagreement that's going on that will go back and forth and whatnot. And it's just not getting nowhere and we'll just leave it as it is. But like, yeah, it's not in the top of majority of people. I feel like priority list. I would like to believe so because there's other more pressing things right now. Like honestly, dude, everything's so fucking expensive right now. It's just hard to just survive, just to live, right? Groceries, man. Groceries are more expensive. Energy. I mean, dude, our electric. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment, right? Our electric bill is almost $300 for this month, for a month alone, right?
I can't even imagine what it's going to look like during winter, bro, because you guys got to use the heaters all the time.
Yo, I'm just gonna go hunt out some coyotes, skin them, make big giant blankets for all of us, and we're gonna just
You're
gonna
gonna
walk
go.
around.
You're gonna go to your backyard and get logs.
We're just gonna get logs. We're gonna light a fire, and we're just gonna chill here and just pray for the best. Because at this point, it's ridiculous, right? You know, like cars. I mean, we're looking to get another car, right? And I'm looking at these car prices. I'm like, yo, there's no way in hell I'm paying for an excessive amount of money for a car with over 100,000 miles. Like the price tag I've seen in certain cars that have 100,000 miles is the price tag I saw in cars that like 60,000 miles before all this mess, right?
I mean, and I'm in the car business, and I can tell you that the used car market, it has been fluctuating, but I will tell you that even buying a used car right now is almost the same as a new car. And the reason for that is
that's the other thing.
Supply chain. The supply chain
Bro,
bullshit has really messed up the whole industry.
dude, I found a car we're thinking about getting. I'm thinking about getting, and I'm just like, it's a brand new car. And I'm like, yo, I kid you not, I feel like I've seen the same used car for about the same. It's insane, man. It's insane. So it's like, yeah, there's more pressing matters that are going right now. They're very divisive. And I want to go back to like the 3-letter agency situation here with the ATF
too, about that.
That's what I want to
87,000.
Yeah, so I want to
video.
I want to get to that next, and we could pray. If you want to send me the link, that would be even better. So I can actually share it and show it to everyone. But going back to that, it's like, you know, you got an agency like the ATF just coming up with new rules up in the air and just enforcing that. Like, yo, get out of here, man. Like, y'all are just straight up violating what it is to be an American. You know, and every single person who's abiding by that, like, you're part of the problem too. You know, and now that's the ATF. You mentioned the IRS, right? So with the IRS, is this a video for the IRS? Oh, guy, I know what you're going to show, but before you show that, hold on.
Yeah.
Before you show that, right? The IRS itself, it's not only are they bringing on, so they're bringing on, I believe, was it 87,000 new people over the course, I believe, of 10 years, right? So it's not like an instant hire or whatever.
Yo, but really quick, let me stop you real quick. Haven't you seen that the media is trying so hard to cover that up?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of fact checking. Like, there's a lot of articles that are buried. Like, it's insane. They're hiding it.
But look, the truth has come out because not only did are they pushing to hire that many new agents on there, okay? They've also bought hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of ammunition and weapons, right? And my personal favorite fuck up that they have right now is that they had a job posting. I don't know if you read about the job posting, right?
I know that you sent it to me.
Actually, let me post it up here too because I had it on my Instagram. So they had a job posting, and in that job posting, they were talking about the description. And I got to a little bit too late. Here, let me share it real quick.
It's pretty crazy, guys. You should read it.
Watch this. Okay. Adhere to the highest standards of conduct, especially in maintaining honesty and integrity. Work a minimum of 50 hours per week, which may include regular hours, and be on call 24/7, including holidays and weekends. Maintain a level of fitness necessary to effectively respond to life-threatening situations on the job. Carry a firearm and be willing to use deadly force if necessary. Be willing and able to participate in arrest, execution of search warrants, and other dangerous. I forgot what I said afterwards. You know, and when I saw this, I'm like, okay, you know, this might be somebody just sharing this out of their ass, right? But it started blowing up everywhere. Even some news outlets were covering it as well. And funny enough, that same night, I went onto the IRS website, to the career page, and it was just down for hours, down. It would not load up anything. This was taken down and whatnot. So how am I, as an American citizen, supposed to feel comfortable knowing that you're getting guns, ammo, putting a job posting like this, okay, and then wanting to take our weapons away? Now, I know a video surfaced where there was like them training. I've heard that video is not real, or that video would pertain to something else they're just utilizing for this. I don't know if that's really the case. It's like a guy in a wheelchair and all this other stuff.
It does say IRS on the vest, though. It
does, but I think I've heard it's older. I mean, I don't know. Again, we can get our confirmation and make sure that's factual or not. But even, let's say if it is, it's fucking insane because there's like a group of accountants just coming at you. Like, what are you going to do?
Seriously,
you know, and then,
aren't these people supposed supposed to be like in cubicles with calculators and shit? Like, what are they?
Yeah, but I was to say, so like, why I don't fully believe that video in particular that I saw is because I've seen other posts come out from people who are training some of these people, and these, they look more well put together than the people in the video, right? So
Yeah.
that's I'm what's it called, challenging the reality.
Oh, for
of that.
sure. I have my doubts, but it kind of makes sense given that they've purchased about $700,000 worth of
that's what
ammunition
I want to
equaling
allude to
to
right
5
now.
million bullets.
Exactly. So that's what I want to get at. However, the fact that they're purchasing this much of ammunition, okay, for the IRS, and now they're imposing more tax laws, okay, there's going to be more audits, and they're already a pain in the ass. Taxation is theft, bro. I don't care how you see it.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So you already have these things coming out, and yet you want to take away our firearms, or how people, they're not trying to take away your firearms. Yes, they are. They're trying to take away the common firearms that we need in order to protect ourselves, not only from criminals, but from a tyrant government. That's why the Bill of Rights was written, not any other reason. So now I'm sitting here, this is all happening, and I'm like, how am I not going to freak out? How am I not going to be concerned? How is anybody in the right mind not going to be concerned? The fact that people are walking around passively about everything going on, knowing that they're doing this, just blows my mind. It's like, yo, this country's your home, and these people are about to violate you. Why don't you care? Oh, I don't got time. It was overwhelming. I don't understand
Because people find excuses and they are apathetic until it affects them. That's the problem. Because until it affects somebody, that's when they're gonna start caring.
But even like now, like, there's people being affected by it, and they're just like, "Oh, this sucks," and it gets worse, and they're complaining.
I'm telling you, I can't be friends with
They're
people
still
like
don't
that.
do shit. They don't do shit, bro. There's people right now who are pissed off and not comfortable in their situation, and what they decide to do is lay in their bed under a blanket watching TV, sitting on the couch with a beer watching TV, popping up a video game, playing the game, no cares. Bro, this is why we're having this issue. They don't want you involved. The more people that are not involved in what's going on right now, speaking out, taking action, or any of that stuff, the better for them. Because it's easier for them to push whatever the fuck they want. If we were to get together like a whole, like, just unified people, massive amount of people, and were to just fight back against all this. Now, I'm not saying violently. I'm just saying fight back, push back, get to, work the polls, promote politicians who we believe are matching the values of this country, the Bill of Rights, all this stuff like that. Really push that together as a team. There will be major change in this country.
For sure.
But it won't happen if people don't come together. That's just the thing. It takes numbers for this. It can't be a small group of people. It can't be one or two organizations. It has to be a high volume of American people coming together and saying, no more. We're done. Get this out. Well, we'll fix other issues later. Right now, we need you guys out. We need to fix our economy. We need to fix homes, meaning the nuclear home, the husband, wives, kids, all that. We need to help our children, our veterans, our law enforcement, our medical practitioners, all these people, help them, elevate them. Let's get this country back on track. Until that happens, I just don't see there's no light at the end of the tunnel at the moment, in my opinion.
No, I completely agree with that. I think everybody needs to wake up and smell the coffee. I feel like the tides are turning, though. I mean, just from the people that I talk to outside, just regular, normal people, it's just, there's a lot more of us than there are of them. And they want you to think that you're alone with these opinions. They want you to think that you're the only one. And the truth is, you're really not. If you go outside and you talk to normal people, man, it's not what the media says it is. So I'm going to show this IRS video.
As you're pulling up the video, I want to say something real quick. It's very true because a lot of people that I talk to, majority are on the same page. So yes, I agree.
You can see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, this is why I don't think this can be real. Because, like, come on, a guy in a wheelchair, like, even the
Yeah,
job description itself,
that to me
even
was
the
the
job
weird thing.
description itself was talking was
I
discussed.
want this
That
guy to
wasn't
try and
close.
come after me. That's who I want. Okay, I'll stop.
Catch a heart attack halfway to you. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't know if I don't know what was the
what
like.
I'm
Do we
saying.
know the source of this video? Like, why? What was the purpose of this?
Hold on. I'll tell you now. Just listen.
He just flagged them. He just flagged them. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if they're hiring for a position like this, there will be a different kind of training. This makes no sense. But I could be wrong because look how she's holding that gun. See, and these are IRS agents. I mean, like, it's just everything about this is just a whole clusterfuck. They're not, to me, they're not this level degree of stupid. And if they are, god damn, man, like, I don't know what else to say, but I'm curious to know what was the purpose for this video.
That's what I want to know too. Oh, like
Yeah.
I said, look at that guy that I wanted to come after me. He's just wandering around. That's exactly where I wanted to go.
The guy in the red shirt, look at the way he's just holding his gun.
Yeah.
My guy, I think I saw my guy. Like, his thumb is behind the fucking slide of the gun. Like, he's gonna pops around for any reason. Look, his finger's gonna go off. Like, come on, man. These guys don't even know how to hire a gun. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of this is. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I
Bro,
don't
look
know.
how slow she is to put that handcuff, man.
But this is what I know.
Struggling off.
This is what I know.
Sorry, I can't. Oh my god,
Bro,
It's fucking very
you know what's messed up about this?
What?
These people might feel like if this, let's say this video is real, these are people that they're bringing on to do this, right? These people feel so empowered to do some shit. Yo, look, I'm no military person. I'm no veteran, right? I know to use a firearm. I will use it for my self-defense, to stand up against anything if I have to. But there are some people out there who are some crazy, not crazy, like unhealthy motherfuckers. Like, I mean, they've done shit. They've been in the military. They know what's up.
The veterans.
And they're not gonna take the shit. You know?
Dude, the veterans that
I
have
would think
actually
so.
fought for this country and, you know, that they're retired and all that, once they start seeing that there's like a gigantic threat, I personally think that's when they're all going to come out.
Yeah, man. And I hope not, man, because, like, you know,
I hope not either.
I was debating with somebody on a post not too long ago, and they were like, you know, oh, it's time for a civil war. I was like, the first thing I said, I was like, nah, not at all. Hell no. I don't even want that, bro. Like, I just pray we figure something else out. Like, oh no, it's time because, you know, they're too far gone. It's like, I believe they are far gone, and if not too far gone. But you got to understand, like, I've been in bad situations, but never to war. And I've come across people who have been to war. We had Ballistic on here. He's been to war. And they'll tell you, man, war is not it's not a pretty sight. It's not fun. And it's not like something that will happen within a week and it's over. We're talking about pure destruction, murder, sickness, everything, poverty, hunger, you name it. Opportunities, all that stuff is gone. You're fighting your neighbors, you're fighting family, you're fighting friends. Like,
Listen,
no,
and
it's
the
totally
other
wrong.
side of war, and to piggyback on what you're saying, and the ugly side of war, what people don't realize is, if, let's just say, I'm going to give you an example. Like, if we have neighbors, and let's just say, like, we don't have food, we got guns, they don't, their food is ours. Their water bottles are ours.
Yeah,
And
pretty
if
much
people
it.
think that they're gonna be that they're not gonna get shot in the face for a bottle of water, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, it's gonna get ugly. I've grown around people that are like that, and I'll tell you right now, you know, when people get desperate, they'll do anything. So, you know, we need to prevent that, right? We don't want to get to that point. Again, that's something terrible, man. Whenever anybody talks about it, like, I've had conversations where I'm like, you know, I believe that it might come, not because I want it to happen, but because when I'm seeing the separation, the division, the hatred towards one another, people arming up, people buying all this ammunition, government agencies buying all this ammunition and weapons as well, and pretty much becoming like little military forces to go against Americans. the division, you know, like he's MAGA Republicans, or the document that was leaked by the FBI from Veritas from the FBI. All those to me are signs. It scares the shit out of me, to be honest, because I don't want that to happen. I don't want to war with any other country. In an ideal world, I just want to be an American. I want to exercise my rights. I want to just live my life with my kids, my wife, and just have a good time, you know? But it almost seems inevitable, in my opinion. And
I want like,
and that's not me
quick.
wishing for it. That's me just observing. Those who wish for it now, it's a different conversation. It's just like, shut up, bro. Like, let's not speak that into existence.
I agree with you 1,000%. Have you seen The Walking Dead?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because that, guys, is an example of what a collapsed society does when
I believe it.
When there is complete chaos. That is
now,
not
we're not talking about zombies coming at you and grabbing to eat your head.
Exactly, because that's never going to happen. I'm sorry. Like,
but if you really think about it, the show's about how fucked up people get.
Mm-hmm.
There was this one scene where, well, we all know, I forgot his name. The main bad guy that had the bat with the spikes, right? I forgot his name. Negan? Is it Negan? I think it's Negan. I don't recall, but whatever. So before he came into the picture, there was a part of the show where they came across this group of people who were cannibals, and they were eating other people. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, you know what's crazy, man? There's people crazy enough out here that would do something like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know? That will do some crazy stuff like that. And if it's not to that extent, I mean, I don't know if you've watched Fear the Walking Dead, which is like the spin-off from The Walking Dead. It's pretty good. They had episodes where like the cartel was involved and whatnot. And I'm looking at them like, you know, it's crazy because if it's not cannibals, there's also going to be situations where cartels are going to exploit the situation as well. And they're not very kind people. They're not kind people whatsoever. I mean, they do horrendous stuff. So if you think, a civil war is going to be, yeah, we're going to raise our flags and we're going to go and we're going to fight the enemy and we're going to take over and get our country back. No. It's going to be very ugly. It's going to be something everybody who's involved is going to wish it never happened. You know,
100%. Yeah, and like you were saying, these cartels. I was watching a video earlier, and it just made me sick to my stomach, and it had to do with the open border that we have, the open border situation we have going on. I can't even talk today. Basically, it was a guy that was a part of the smugglers. And he came out and he was a whistleblower, but obviously they covered his identity, they masked his voice, all that, and he was Hispanic, you can tell. But the real reason why children are smuggled over to the border, obviously it can be for organs. That organs are like organs are the main thing. I heard, from what the guy was saying, that basically it's like a menu, what the cartel is looking for. So maybe it could be that they're looking for specific, I don't know, maybe blue eyes, blonde hair, that they're looking for specific characteristics that are going to benefit their money market, right? So it could be for sex, it could be for organs, it could be for drug trafficking. So sometimes what these people do is that they steal the children, they basically cut them up, they steal the organs, sell them to other countries, and a lot of these situations are actually involved with actual clinics with actual doctors that don't have a license, that should not be open. Those are the main consumers of this issue that we have right now going on at the border. And sometimes when they take out all the organs after they sell them, they're going to use the kids and put drugs in them, sew them up, and send them. Like Bad Boys 2. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah. Oh, so, yeah. I know exactly what scene you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's exactly apparently a thing. So, and then also for sex trafficking too. These people are not nice people, yo. Y'all don't want this. Nobody wants to smoke, not even me.
People don't understand like what you're wishing for or what you're hoping for. It's just going to be the ugliest sight you will ever see, and it just can't happen. It's simple as that. It just can't happen, right? Now, I want to go back to our main points of conversations, since we have spoken about the 3-letter agencies thus far. The last one I want to talk about before we start wrapping up this episode is the FBI. Okay.
Oh,
Recently
yes.
Recently we saw the leaked document from the FBI of what determines a terrorist, right, or a domestic terrorist, and all this stuff like that. And with that being now we have Trump's was it Trump's house was it was his house was raided by them.
Mar-a-Lago.
Oh yes, was raided by them, and things are unfolding right now, dude. It's insane. It's crazy. I mean, if look, for one, I just want to put the disclaimer: if they were to find anything on him, persecute him. I don't care. Accountability for all. I guarantee you, they probably won't find shit that's substantial.
Oh, 100%.
I guarantee it. Like I'm confident about that, and I could be wrong, but we have Hunter's laptop. I know he's not a politician, but he has involvement with the president and other people, which is pretty fucking bad.
He's been selling access to his father for a position in Burisma.
So
and having to do with Ukraine.
Now he has that. His laptop has a bunch of shit on it, but there's no investigation. I mean, I haven't seen no emphasis on it, just like they're doing on Trump, right? Hillary Clinton's situation. What happened to that? Matter of fact, the whole Russian collusion came out to be a bunch of shit, right? But still, no, there's nothing being pushed towards that heavily as it is what's going on here with Trump, because they know Trump is a threat. Oh my God, can you imagine how bad it's going to be for DeSantis?
Oh my God,
they're gonna burn the world just to try to take him apart.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's what they, and not even to DeSantis. I feel like that's what they do to everybody. And listen, whoever they go after the hardest, those are actually the people who you should be voting for, because those are
9 times out of 10 it seems that way. Yeah. Look, whenever I see an article come up or I see people throwing like fits about stuff online, automatically I'm like, it's probably the opposite. You know? So then I start getting into that mode of like, let me do some research just to double check and make sure, because I don't want to believe anything that's just coming out at the moment, because a lot of the times it's just a bunch of bullshit. It's just like I remember years ago with Trump, they were talking about how he was talking crap about dead veterans and stuff like that. And, you know, my uncle was telling me about this. I'm like, that don't seem right. Yeah, it was on the news. Nah, that don't seem right. When I did my research on it, it was a bunch of bullshit.
100%.
People then they don't want to accept it when you
military.
Huh?
He was actually building our military.
No. This was, I forget what exactly the story was behind it. I gotta talk to you about this, Lex. Hold on. I don't remember exactly what the story was, but it had to do something when he was on a trip. He was gonna go visit a site like a World War II memorial, I think it was. So
that was when he wasn't president, or
when he was president. Yes. Okay. And the Atlantic tried to spin off a story, trying to make him seem like he was disrespecting dead veterans, which was total bullshit. And people,
the Atlantic is just a trash freaking paper. It really crazy. Is. They were doing a hit piece on the doctor that invented the mRNA. That was a part of that for the vaccine. Yeah. They tried to do a hit piece on him too, saying that he wasn't the one that had any part in inventing it, which he actually did. The Atlantic is a piece of shit paper. But one of the things that I do want to go back to for the Mar-a-Lago thing real quick, haven't you noticed that it's pretty interesting that when they were raiding his home, they were requesting for the staff to actually turn off the cameras?
Oh yeah, that too. Of course.
So in the New York subway, when the shooting happened, the cameras went down. Jeffrey Epstein, when he was getting hung, the cameras went down. And then later now, they want the cameras to go down. So can someone explain to me, why is it when something crazy happens that, like, you know, would be the end of the world if, I guess, we saw the right footage, I'm assuming? Why is it that every single time the cameras just seem to not fucking work? Bro. But no, the thing is, though, that for the Mar-a-Lago, the staff, good for them, they stood their ground and they refused to turn that off. So the footage is still there. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like there was something else going on, and this is just speculation. But I think, I don't know, there were probably some devices implanted. There were probably like some, I don't know, like miniature. There
could be a lot of stuff that's happening there.
Because they went straight for the safe. How did they know that safe was there?
Well, they knew the safe was there because didn't they tell him that he needed to secure it better at one point, in which they did?
Exactly. So they already knew.
I think that's why they knew where the safe was. Now, the thing with them is, like, you know, we already know that Trump has been spied on before by, I believe it was the Obama administration. A lot was manufactured about him when it gets to the whole Russian collusion, amongst many other stuff. right?
Mm-hmm.
That have come about him. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? This is dangerous because they're just coming over here raiding his home and God knows what they want to do or they're going to do. Trying to get, like, the fact that you want the cameras off, that's a red flag. That's not cool. You know? Our agencies have gone rogue. All right. I don't care how anybody else paints it. They've gone rogue. They're doing stuff right now that's just like, yo, this is not cool, man. Like we need these politicians who represent us step in and lay the hammer down. Okay? Say you need to stop this shit. Time to break this apart, rebuild it, because this is not for the American people at this point. This is not in the interest of the people. They claim it is, but it's not. You know? So it's insane. But I want to leave it off here. Guys, if you're listening to the whole entirety of this episode right now, right? The best thing we can do right now is just take action. Okay, take action in any way, any capacity that you can. Just
work at
do
the
something.
polls, spread the word, make a
There you go.
podcast, talk to people. You know, like even if you think that, for example, you don't know a lot of people or that you don't have a big platform, bro, one person that you could actually get to, that you could have a conversation with,
Absolutely.
that person will speak to someone else. And then that
Exactly.
person will speak to someone else. We really underestimate word of mouth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And yo, that one person could be someone who starts, let's say, a podcast who reaches millions of people. Like, you know, we have goals set for the American Made podcast, right? But, you know, let's say we don't reach those goals, whatever. But let's say we reach that one person who starts something incredible and changes the lives and the whole, you know, the status of the country, whatever, however you want to call it. That to me is worth it 1,000,000 times over, right? Being part of it, being able to encourage people to make that change. And I've seen people do that. And you guys can do that too. So if you're listening to this, man, share this, right? Start your podcast, like she said, write a blog, whatever it takes. Do something. The country needs it. You know, this country has given us so many opportunities. This is our time to give back our efforts in order to make sure we get back on track. Simple as that.
And one last thing that I do have to say, if you're going to share, it doesn't matter whether if you share our podcast or whether if it's any other podcast, you know, sharing the same message, and you don't want to share it because you're afraid that you're going to upset somebody, fuck them. Seriously, fuck them. Because I don't understand like why people care so much about what others think, especially when it's someone that doesn't even value your opinion or even value
100%.
like the freedom of speech.
100%.
Like when we're talking about like freedom, we mean freedom for all. And
100%.
if you're just afraid of upsetting someone, bro, seriously, you're a part of the fucking problem. Like, oh no, because, you know, I may get negative attention or all that stuff, really, because you're going to get negative attention. So you want this whole country to burn in the name of your negative attention.
Mm-hmm.
Makes no fucking sense. You're a part of the problem. Stop being a pussy. Speak. That's it. That's it.
Ooh, you guys gonna let her call you that? Better step up. Better step up. But we appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back.
Until next time.
Till next time.
Regulate.
Perfect.
Regulate.
Perfect.
Regulate. Heard they talking spicy, time to regulate. Heard they talking about me, I'ma regulate. They don't really wanna see me regulate.